Howdy gang, Steve here. We are going to be going through the Sundolphin Boss 10 kayak. Bought this summer. I've only been out a handful of times, but I'm going to go through the modifications I've done to it. I fish, and I bought it also for photography for a migratory season, and I'm going to go through a lot of stuff here. Also the trailer it's on. I'm going to start with the trailer first. So this was a trailer I purchased from Harbor Freight, and what I did was I took 2x4s, pressure treated 2x4s, and L bracketed each section going down the length of the trailer with the vertical stand, the 2x4 standing upright, and then took some pipe insulation, biggest pipe insulation I could get, set it down over the top of the 2x4, and then stripped it with duct tape, Gorilla Tape, and that provides the structure for support. And this is a gunneled, not a it's a tri-hull style, so I set them in there. It works great. This strap right here on the front is just to keep it from scooting. It tends to scoot forward even with it strapped down. I go over some pretty bumpy roads, and I'm usually flying. So I have a lettering going on. As you can see, there's no lettering registration number yet, which is going on right after I do this video. So that's basically it. This trailer, I can't even remember how much it costs, but it's a great trailer. And I'll use it for double duty as well. I'll probably end up putting a deck down on it. But anyways, that's the trailer. That's how I did that. On to the boat, the kayak. So this is Sundolphin Boss 10 SS. So it came with, I'm not going to go through a lot of the features it comes with, get detailed into that because there's plenty of stuff online. Came with these tracks. Now the first thing I'm going to mention is that every single fastener I had to pull and seal. And I used, you can see right here, these rivets. I silicone them. They're self-sealing rivets, and they're awesome. But I pulled everything except for these. These were leaking as well, where the rivets were. Water sits in this kind of tray here, and I had to put silicone down along all of the edges. However, I did pull the brackets out for the seat and siliconed all that, put the screws back in. This was leaking like a sieve, the front hatch, so I pulled all of these, sealed it. You can see the silicone oozing out. Screwed it back down. That does not leak. That is completely watertight, and also it was leaking around the top, so I just took some insulation, weather stripping insulation, ran around the lid, closes down, seals tight, doesn't leak anymore. Tracks, I pulled. Nothing was sealed on this boat. It's absolutely disgusting. You want water to stay outside of the boat, not in the boat. Did everything. All right. So this is a sit on top kayak. You can also sit down in. The seat will drop. So I'm trying to figure out what to get into. Okay, well, let's deal with the fishing equipment first. So I picked up some Scotty. I had these Scotty rod holders, so I picked up the track mounts for them that go in the tracks, and there's another one that goes in over there. I got to pull it off the other boat. This is the factory holder, which is, it's crap. What I may end up doing is just leaving this out of there. Probably will, and just maybe tack this down, this lid down with a little silicone, and just close it up. Don't use it. All right, over there. Oh, damn! I keep running into these fenders, and they don't move. All right, so this is a fish finder. This is a cheap Garmin. I've had it for years. This is a Scotty mount, goes into the track. I've got all the mount system for it. And this transducer mount, I was using PVC, and I was like, you know what? Let's just do it right. You can do it a lot easier with cheaper with PVC. This just swings down like that. So, and it works really good. And okay, we're moving back now. So You guys are going to love this crap. So I installed a series of cleats, and I'll show you what these are for in a second, but I'm going to get back to the motor. I'll deal with these last. Okay, so this is a Newport trolling motor. I put an additional rudder on it. Works really good. Steers like a demon. And I'll get into the mount, how I put the mount together for this. So this is the Newport trolling motor. It's 36-pound thrust. Hooks up to a LiPo battery, 50 amp hour, sits in there, straps down. And so what I've got here, I had some extra pulleys sitting around. So what I did was I attached a pulley to the top with a hose clamp. I run the cord from the mount, starts at the mount, goes up through the first pulley, back down through this pulley, which is a guide, nothing but a guide, and then it goes through these guides that I riveted in. All right. And it comes up here to the cleat. So this cord is for raising and lowering the motor, and the whole motor will tilt up. I'll show you that. But let me show you the other cord first. So this is how I got around. I saw this on YouTube. I can't remember who did it. The guy's brilliant. All I did is I just drilled a hole through this plate that sticks out there and put a piece of cord around it. And that's my set. So this cord runs, that locks the motor in place. So this cord runs down through there and to this cleat. So if I want to raise the motor, pop this out. Just make sure it's cleated off. Excuse me. And I just reach down and I grab this, and the whole motor will tilt right up. So that's how that works. All right. Now the motor, you're gonna love this. So I just picked. I gotta fix this. This is temporary. I'm gonna basically take this wire loom, pull the head off of it as usual. Take this wire loom. I gotta silicone all this up and use some amalgamous tape first, and then go around it with some silicone. That'll seal it up, keep it from popping out of there. It's kind of a Rube Goldberg right now. This you're gonna love. So this is the head. So I had to make the head remote. Now I am going to a PWM eventually, but didn't really care. I just wanted to get on the water. So what I did was I picked up a track mount, took 2 L brackets and put them together, and the L bracket is a support, and then I put a I don't know what you call it. It's a coupling nut. Put the screws in through the bottom, in the track, and brought a bolt down from the top into this coupling nut, which sets the height of this, and it doesn't move. Does not move. Then I just took some high-strength Velcro. This stuff will support, I don't know how many, 10 pounds? Like you can hang a 10-pound bowling ball on it. It's savage, and it's self-adhesive. Put it on the bottom, put it on the sides of the control head, and then just go around it with Velcro, and that fastens it on, and it works really good. It's not the most solid thing, but it actually works really good. I may not even change it. Works so good, and of course you extend the handle out. I found that excuse me, with this handle extended, I bump it with my elbow. So I kind of leave it there and I reach back. Kind of keeps it out of the way. All right. Bracket. So I also got an idea from somebody on YouTube. So I picked up some L bracket. This is aluminum L bracket. I think it's 1/16. Yeah, it's not 1/8. And a rivet gun. And I went to town, baby. So I made up a bracket, and it comes down right here. It's kind of hard to see because my cords are in the way. Comes across like this. It's all riveted together. And then I took 2 more L brackets, L channel, or whatever you want to call it, aluminum, and I cut this seam right here. I think you can see that. Just so I could bend it. So I bent it down, brought it down to these tracks, which I installed right here. It's kind of a funky, the way this thing is, it's kind of funky. I had to come up with a way to do this to get it solid. And just put my T-bolts in, sock it down. That's done. That stays on the kayak all the time. 2x4, and these are angle brackets. I believe they may be by Simpson Strong Tie. I'm not sure. You can get them in Home Depot. Sorry about the wiggly camera. I'm trying to hold it without getting my hand in the way. And put this in. 2x4 block goes in right here. I believe the block is can't remember how many inches wide it is. Motor just fits in there. And then I took a strap, flat strap, and I brought it across, riveted it in right here into this L bracket. Now the Sundolphin comes with a strap. There's a hole right here. And it comes with a strap with a handle on it. I took that out and just drilled out the hole a little tiny bit and put in a bushing. It's a tubular bushing to get the height right, the angle right. And then I had to add a few washers. I think I had these bushings. I didn't buy them, but they're cheap. I think they're just regular steel bushings. And then put in a series of washers to level it with the kayak. So the motor, the geometry, the angle of the propeller and everything sits right. So that's how that's done. All right, and okay. This right here, for the release, I just used an old bungee cord. I had length of shock cord and I cut it and I just tied it around here so it holds this lever up against here. So the way that is right now, the motor is unlocked, right? So to lock it, I've got to pull that cord up here. So if I pull this cord right here, pull that cord right there, come over here, that's locked. Motor doesn't come up. It's locked in position. Okay, last thing, pedal drive. Excuse me. Dang it. Pedal drive. Put in a pedal drive. I tried to use this type of cord right here to turn the motor. Didn't work. Too much stretch. A lot of stretch in this. So I picked up some 1/16 steel cable. Cheap carabiners. This is the coupler. This came on the motor. So this is the height adjustment. Adjusts how high the motor will go. And a couple of coupling nuts and some eye bolts, and boom. There's my control arms for the steering. Drop these in here. These things run up through here. Guide, another guide here, and then up to the pedals. So when I push this, I'll show you. I don't know if I can. The seat's in. Let me put the seat down. So if I grab this pedal, you'll see the motor turn. Look back at the motor, and if I go to the other side, pull it. It goes that way. It's very, very smooth. Very smooth. Now here's a quick little tip. If you have any kind of pinch or binding in these, in the cheap plastic pedals you get with a kayak, take some paraffin wax. If you're in the boating business, If you're a sailor, you know what paraffin wax will do for you. I used to have Hobie cats, and if you take paraffin wax and you put it in the track of the mainsail or any of the sails, just rub it in through there, that sail will go up and down through that track with a pinky finger. It's amazing. So this will make things glide very, very, very smooth. All right. I'm looking, I think that covers the entire bracket, motor, and everything else. Let's get on to these. This was a trick. These are stabilizers. I got them off of, I think, Amazon. The problem is the way this kayak is designed, this center tube that the stabilizer tube locks into is too short. This is a wide beam kayak. I can't remember how wide it is, but this is the seam right here. So how the heck are you gonna mount that? So what I ended up doing was, and get it to work so they'd come on and off, and yet they don't move. All right, I don't want them to move. And this is like, this ain't going anywhere. This is like, you'd tear the kayak in half getting that to move. So what I did was I picked up a couple cheap tracks. I think they're 4-inch tracks, something like that. Get them on Amazon. Put these in with those same self-sealing rivets and silicone. And then I took some, I didn't even use track bolts. I used quarter 20s and just shaved off a tiny bit, quarter 20 carriage bolts. Shaved off a tiny bit with some lock washers and nuts, and took an L bracket, same on each side. So if you look right here, this is an L bracket, comes up and then it goes this way. So drilled the holes, got my measurements, drilled the holes. This tube sits on the L bracket, same on that side. And then I just take hose clamps and hose clamp it on there. And she ain't going anywhere. See, what I didn't want is to have the entire thing rotate or move. If, you know, a big boat comes by and I get in a wake, you know, get some waves, and have it banging around and end up having to, you know, everything go out of whack on me, because that'll create a situation of instability, and that's not good. So that's how I did that. Velcro on the center tube is for this. Strain relief, just to keep it keep it from getting tangled up. Sorry, didn't have the camera on it. I just tie that in with the Velcro. Allows the motor to turn and it doesn't get kind of tangled up and everything, because there's a lot going on back there. Setup time is a little bit of a pain in the butt, because there's a lot going on back there, but it's really not that bad. I know the more I do it, the easier it will become. So far when I've had it out, it's very reliable. And these things, you want to talk about stability, good Lord, you can't tip this over. I mean, there is no way. That thing is as stable as my 12.5-foot inflatable. I'm not kidding. It is an absolute dream. It's hard to believe it's even a kayak. So, seats, nah, it's fairly comfortable. You got to get the tension right back here on these straps, because these straps right here provide the support for the seat. So if you leave them loose, the seat will really, it's not too good. There's a happy medium for everybody in there. Seat's not bad. I can get, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours in it without too much of a problem. 3 hours, pretty easy. So yeah, here she is, man. Now I just got to get the numbers on it. I've been running on a temporary registration. I just registered it this week, so I'll get the numbers on, and we're off and running this afternoon. I'll be over to the lake for the next, I think tomorrow I'll have to be home, but I'll be at the lake this afternoon doing some fishing into evening when the sun goes down, see if I can pick up some lake trout or brown trout. And Sunday and Monday, and then every weekend coming up to the second weekend of October, Columbus Day weekend. So yeah, that's it, folks. Sundolphin Boss 10. You can tell by looking at it, it's kind of a deep hull on this thing. You know, and I debated on putting it, I was going to rack it on the Subaru, and I'm like, this thing weighs like 93 pounds stripped. There is no way I would be able to put that on the top of that car. I could do it, but because of the way it's designed on the top, the gunnel, that'd be a problem. You know, it would have to go up flat, and it's not flat on the bottom. The V in the center is actually deeper than the chines on the sides. So that, it just wasn't practical. So, nice little platform. We'll catch you guys later. Don't be afraid to ask any questions. If you saw something that you didn't quite get, I'll help you out with that. All right? Bye-bye, all. Happy fishing, tight lines, and you know the routine.